So guys, we're doing something a little bit different this week. Just trying to mix it up a little bit, keep it interesting.
Yeah, after like 100 and something episodes.
Yeah.
The same.
140 something at this point.
Jesus.
Holy moly.
Yep. So to mix it up, I thought, why not come up with some movie ideas?
We're really bad at that.
So the idea is, if you can reboot any superhero movie, what are you going to do with that? Any superhero reboot you come up with, that's what we're doing. I'm going to go first. My concept is to do a reboot of the Suicide Squad, because the Suicide Squad movie was bad. It was quite bad.
Yeah,
It was very bad.
But I've taken your word for it, and that's why I haven't seen it.
It's quite bad.
It's bad.
Anyway, so...
So I understand it's bad.
Yes.
No, you don't understand.
You actually don't understand
it's
that.
It's fucking bad.
It's quite bad. So, my idea is not only reboot, not only start over, move to a completely different country with it, so none of the people involved with the first one can get anywhere close to this thing. So, we move this to India, make it in Telugu. You have it so Hyderabad is Gotham City.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay, so we open this movie up. We see exterior prison. We go in, we're in solitary confinement, and we meet our first character, Harley Quinn. For those of you not familiar with DC Comics, Harley Quinn is the Joker's girlfriend, which means she's kind of fucked up. So, she's there in solitary, and she convinces her neighbor in solitary to attack one of the guards when he's handing out little trays of food.
Sorry, I interpreted that as like stabbing people.
Yeah, well, he's little tray of food. So while her fellow prisoner is gnawing away on this dude's arm and he's screaming, we just cut over to Harley Quinn, and she's just smiling sweetly. The lights flicker, she looks up. Okay, now we move forward to another member of our group here, Clock King, one of the less appreciated Batman villains.
Fugit. His name was like Temple Fugit.
Mm-hmm. Now, Harley Quinn, I forgot to mention casting. I would like to go with Sai Pallavi. She was in Mari 2. We watched a couple of musical numbers.
Oh, she's
the one who could
dancer.
really dance. Yeah. A lot of personality, too, so I think
Yeah.
it'd be good for this kind of, like, out-there character. Plus, good for fight scenes. So, Clock King, though, I would like to go with Rana Daggubati, who was Prabhudeva in Bahubali.
Cool.
So, big dude, big intense dude. So, we meet up with him. It's like, lunchtime in prison. They're in the prison lunch place. I'm not good with words.
Prison lunch place.
So, fight breaks out, and we just have him full-on choke-slamming dudes through tables, just annihilating motherfuckers. Just a warrior in the wrong time is this character.
Cafeteria is the wrong word. Mess hall?
It might be. At any rate, it's a mess now.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we get the little flicker of the lights. He looks up, move on to the next guy. This one, they're bringing in a truck. They bring him into, like, the special loading garage area, open up the back of the truck, and he's there full-on manacled, every which way. They've got a mask on his face to keep him from biting people. This is Deadshot, another Batman villain. And as soon as they open the doors, the manacles just drop. And they're all like, oh, fuck.
Is that a direct quote?
Yeah, why not? I mean, they might censor it in the movie, but that's a direct quote. Oh, fuck. So we get a fight scene. Deadshot, once the mask comes off, we see that he is played by Prabhudeva. Because for this one, he's like military-trained assassin. I want somebody who with, like, precise moves. And Prabhudeva, one of the best dancers in the world, he can do this. So he's just annihilating guards left and right, like it's nothing, killing them easily. They've got like nightsticks. What are they going to do against this guy? And after he's finished all of them off, dramatically pulls off the mask, the lights flicker, he looks up, pause, and then from behind somebody just throws a bag over his fucking head. Cut to the opening credits. Suicide Squad. So our characters wake up in a small room with some plastic chairs and a desk, laptop on the desk. And we've got the ones we mentioned so far, but also a few other characters. There's Captain Boomerang, another, well, he was in the Suicide Squad movie, but it's like, This is like a cross between the movie version and the comic book version.
Okay.
And he's going to be played by NTR.
Sweet.
NTR playing kind of a scumbag in this one, but like sort of a lovable rogue character, but with an undercurrent of, I don't actually know what this guy's up to.
You could totally do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also we're going to have King Shark, who is just a big shark monster. For this one, physically, I want him to be played by a WWE wrestler named Braun Strowman, who is just huge.
He's a monster.
He's 6'8", something like 375 pounds.
Holy shit.
He is a monster, so
Yeah.
perfect casting. For the voice, though,
Jesus
I
Christ,
want...
there's 3 of me.
Yeah. For the voice, though, I would like Balakrishna. Just to give him, like, that weird air of dignity to this monster with a shark face.
Cool.
And we have another monster in there, more skinny and tall. This would be Copperhead, who is a snake monster. He is just a snake monster.
Nice.
That's what I love about Batman villains. You have your criminals with a gimmick, you have your mad terrorists, and you have your literal fucking monsters.
Like Killer Croc, who was in the original.
Yeah, yeah. So Copperhead, he's going to be played by this guy, Javier Botet, who plays a lot of monsters in movies over here in America and England. Tall, skinny guy. He's like 6'6".
Okay.
So almost as big as King Shark, but not quite.
Well, that's tall.
Yeah, almost as tall. Not as big, very skinny. Like, freaky skinny. So, did I miss anybody in the squad? No, that's all of them. Oh, for Copperhead, though, for the voice, I would like Brahmanandam, the Telugu comedy actor. Just to throw it off a little bit. Give him a little bit of, like, a weird attitude when he talks.
That'd be weird. Yeah.
Especially when he's talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, they all wake up, and as soon as Captain Boomerang wakes up and sees Harley Quinn there, he sort of freaks out a little bit. He's like, you guys know I don't have any problem with you guys. Notices that the Joker's not in the room, calms down a little bit. So once they're all awake, the laptop on the table in the front of the room sort of comes to life, and is a video conference call with a woman. Amanda Waller is the character, but she's not going to announce her name in this. Now I'm going to go with an American actress for this one, because her character is that she's CIA, and I like the idea of, instead of making it like a raw agent or something, having it just be America fucking around in India where they don't belong. So we're going with CCH Pounder, who has done the voice of Amanda Waller in a couple of things, but I mostly know her from a show called The Shield, and she was really good in that.
Okay.
So, screen comes up, and she says, it's good to see that you're all awake. Take your seats. And everybody just sort of looks around like, what the hell shit show have we wandered into here?
Uh-huh.
And she says, you'll notice on the backs of your necks, and sure enough, everybody has, like, bandages on the backs of your necks, I have placed remote control bombs. If you do not do what I say, you will die. If you do not accomplish the mission I give you within 48 hours, you will die. And if you disobey me in any way, you will die. And immediately Copperhead's just like, no, fuck you, fuck this, I'm out. Gets up, kicks the door down, takes a step outside, and the back of his head blows up.
Oh.
So immediately everybody gets up and gets into the chairs.
Uh-huh.
Harley Quinn actually takes the chair, spins it around backwards, like, she's going to straddle it, and then instead sits in it normally, and then just bends back and looks at the screen upside down. Deadshot compliments Amanda Waller on her technique, but says a little bit of overkill. You could have made like a small remote control shotgun shell. C4 was a bit much. And she says, well, sometimes the dramatic approach is the most effective approach. It's a shame, he was really strong. You could have used him, but somebody always has to test their boundaries. So she lays out the job for them, an assassination. There is a politician, a local politician. She tells them, you probably haven't heard of him because he's never held official public office, but he's very influential in his party. Shows a picture of him. I'm going with noted character actor here, Daggubati Babu, who he was in Rangastalam. Did you ever catch up with that one?
I don't think so.
It's Ram Charan.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's really good in that one. You should definitely catch up with that one. But this was the villain in that.
Okay.
So this politician is their target, and she assures them, don't worry if any of you are the bad guy with the conscience types. He is not a person that you need to worry about feeling bad about. But he's standing in the way of a government I represent, and some people in his party would be much more accommodating were they to fill his shoes. So she opens the floor to questions. Clock King immediately, the big dude is like, why?
It's a good fucking question.
Because clearly she has agents, she has people, she managed to get them all together. Why this random group of criminals and literal monsters? Mm-hmm. And, that's a good question, thank you. We can't possibly let our government be connected to the assassination of an Indian politician. It would be disastrous on a number of fronts. But if he's killed in any of the craziness you get up to in Gotham over there, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised. Clock King chimes in again. Okay, and I assume you figure that if we die in the process, no big deal. And she nods, yes. But if we die and they find bombs strapped to the back of our heads, won't that be suspicious? And she says, that's a good point, it really is. But we considered this, and, you criminals in that city do get up to some strange things. No, I don't think anybody's going to be all that curious about that. Deadshot chimes in. That would explain the excess, right? You want it to look like something a maniac did. Good catch. So, any more questions? You now have less than 48 hours. Good luck. The video conference thing closes, and the laptop blue screens. So, in the room with them are bags they check. They have all of their normal criminaling equipment with them. So, we get the suiting up sequence, along with hopefully some good banter between the characters. Want to keep them, fresh and seeming alive. Especially after what happened to poor Copperhead.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to keep him seeming alive.
Mm-hmm. So, Deadshot's got his armor and, guns, and guns built into his armor.
And armor built into his guns.
Exactly. Captain Boomerang has a nice coat and lots of bladed boomerangs. And some guns, too, because he's not a sucker. Harley Quinn's gonna have, I figured I'd go with, like, a combination of looks. Like the full bodysuit from the cartoon, but with, like, a jacket over it. Couple couple of snub-nosed .38 revolvers, shoulder holsters, and holsters, and
Hosts for the guns.
Gun hosters.
indeed, you have to be polite, and a sledgehammer.
I
Well,
have
yes.
to be polite and a sledgehammer.
That's what you need, man.
Noted.
Yeah. Obviously, King Shark doesn't need much in the way of equipment.
So he has an RPG, right?
No.
Fuck.
No, he's pretty much okay with the way he is.
That's fair.
And Clock King has like a full, in my version of the Clock King, like a full steampunk style clockwork suit of armor with like blades on the one arm, but they're like the hands of a clock, so there's a big hand and a little hand.
I love that.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he's ready to kick some ass. They're all ready to kick some ass. Did I leave anybody out? No, I think we got
What
everybody.
about Copperhead?
Copperhead, he has a hole in the back of his head. That's his equipment.
Good.
I mean, they found a couple extra guns, and they're keeping them. But, So, we get some more character development as they figure out what their plan is to get at this guy. This guy's very heavily protected.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly has some underground connections, but they don't really know what. So, Deadshot's idea is they're going to go in during a big gala event, rich people party, so that they can get their target, and they can take hostages, and get a payday from that, too.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, like, the rest of them are like, is this really a good idea? But he's like, no, trust me on this one. No, we can't just snipe him from outside. He never leaves the house, as far as I know. So, they go in that night. It's a big, like, black tie party, very fancy. They go in, guns a-blazing, take out a few bodyguards, and make the announcement, okay, I have the entire basement rigged with, let's not stick with C4, let's go with thermite, and maybe some Semtex. Rigged up to this phone. I hit this button, we all die. Now get in charge with the richest people you know, and we'll start handing out bank account numbers in a minute. So in the meantime, they're also looking for their target. But a few of the rich people have darted off in different directions, so they send a couple of people looking for each one. Let's say Harley Quinn just barely spots their guy as he slips into what could either be a safe room or an escape tunnel, but whatever it is, she can't get through it. The bodyguards are, looking nervous. Clock King goes after this one dude, and the dude, like, goes down a hallway, sees the dude just standing there in the hallway waiting for him. And as Clock King's looking at him like, okay, I gotta make an example out of this asshole. The guy takes his hand and goes, wipes off the flesh-colored makeup, pure bone white underneath. It's the Joker.
Of course it is.
Now, I wanted to go for somebody outside the Telugu film industry for that, so he can seem like a complete outsider, bit of a surprise. So I went with, of course, Dhanush.
Respectable choice.
Because, one, he's an actor, so he can sell crazy, dangerous dude.
He's got charisma.
And two, he can fight, which is what happens now. So it's Clock King, little hand says it's time to rock and roll, versus Dhanush Joker with just a straightforward stiletto switchblade.
Are there any clock-related songs that happen during this?
I think they'd have to write a few themselves. By
Okay.
the way, song-wise, on this soundtrack, we're going to have at least one song where all the surviving members of the Suicide Squad sing about how awesome they are. And probably 2 love songs between the Joker and Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Mostly in fantasy sequences. And elaborate backdrops. Perhaps one in the Swiss Alps.
I don't like that relationship at
Oh,
all.
of course not.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, Clock King and the Joker throwing down, it becomes clear really fast that the Clock King is a little bit outclassed. Like, we've seen how tough this guy is, but the Joker's clearly playing with him. Like, he barely touches him with the knife, but every time he does, it's right in between the pieces of armor. And he's slowly starting to realize that he is bleeding out.
Oh dear.
So then, we're back to the main room, very tense. You know, they've got everybody at gunpoint, they're holding up the magic, cell phone. Which clearly we know that they're bullshitting. Everybody's a little confused as to why until the lights go out. This weird pulse noise, the lights are out. And at this point, I forget names because so many supervillains have similar names, but Deadshot grins, lights a fucking road flare, because of course it's dark in there, ducks behind cover and shouts out to his compatriots, "Ditch your bombs." What we just experienced right there, that was, what do they call that pulse?
EMP.
An EMP, yes. So he takes a little carambit out of his many accoutrements, cuts the back of his neck, rips the goddamn bomb off the back of his neck and chucks it. The others do the same, except for Clock King, who, now that it's gone dark, the Joker's lost interest in him, and just walks past him with the knife to his throat.
Oh, dear.
No more Clock King. It's a shame, I liked him.
Oh.
So, of course, this EMP, what does it mean?
Batman.
The Batman. Because Deadshot knew that whenever anything goes down at one of these big fancy parties, the Batman gets there almost instantly.
And EMP's everything.
Yeah, because he had been in a situation, he explains this after the party later to the guys, that he'd been in a situation earlier where he actually did have a bunch of hostages rigged up with bombs. And yeah, Batman had an EMP, knocked them all out. That's actually how he ended up in prison.
Ah.
So
So he was like, ah, fuck it, round two.
perfect solution to a couple of problems. So yeah, now Batman's there. Batman played by Ram Charan, but we're only going to see him in the mask this time. But yeah, he shows up and goes after the Suicide Squad, and the bodyguards get involved to try to shoot everybody. Well, the Suicide Squad and Batman. But Batman's winning against all of them. Now, fighting style, you know, you got your erratic style of Joker, you got your WWE style of Clock King, but Batman is coming at it like pure, like, Japanese martial arts. Just simple, direct, effective movements.
Mm-hmm.
Very a definite center of gravity to him, you know, like Michael Jai White in Blood and Bone. Like, he doesn't like waver, it's just boom.
Yeah.
But when the Joker comes in with his men and starts shooting everyone, including the guests, now the Batman has to not only fight everybody but try to save lives.
Fight everyone and save everyone.
Exactly, and this gives the remaining Suicide Squad members a chance to escape. So, they meet up outside this, and they're like, well, it's been fun, but it's time to say goodbye. You know, right when you get work. Maybe we'll work together at some point, but so long. And Harley Quinn's like, yeah. So, wait, Joker was there? Oh, man, I gotta get back to, you know, see him. It's been a while. Locked up for ages. So, they split up, and we get scenes of them going back to their normal lives, but that politician has his people who aren't just bodyguards go after them. So we get scenes like in the full, hey, we're going back to our normal lives montage, where just, no, automatic machine guns, lots of bystanders, injuries for all of our team here. And one of the featured, like, shooters in this is going to be the main bodyguard, whatever, of our politician villain, played by a guy named Dan Southworth, who is the guy from Battle Drone.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
That guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Great martial artist is what I'm saying.
Yes.
But we're just seeing him shooting at this point. So, Again, they regroup, and they're like, okay, we gotta take this guy out. Because one, for our own safety, and two, because we're really angry now. So they start going to places they know are associated with this guy, killing most of the people, beating the shit out of the rest, and getting information.
Mm-hmm.
So what they find out is that there is an escape tunnel under this guy's mansion, and if you know where to go in, it becomes an entry tunnel.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So they go down there, fully kitted out, ready to kick some ass. You know, King Shark leading the charge, right? And as he's marching through this tunnel, he just takes a high-powered rifle around right in the goddamn chest and out the back.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's been basically bulletproof this whole time, but nothing's bulletproof, just bullet-resistant. So he's down, and it's a shame. He was a good one. Big shark monster, always like them. So they take the closest they can find to cover in it's renovated sewer, basically. And we see a little further down the tunnel a speaker just stuck to the wall. And it's like one of those old-fashioned cartoony, like, drive-in speakers, drive-through speakers. You know, that's, the speaker is the mouth of a clown.
No.
So the speaker comes to life, and it's, you know, Danush as the Joker, like, Harley, I am so disappointed in you. Like, why would you come after me? I don't get it. And she shouts back, because she figures he probably has a mic in there, too. I wasn't going for you. I was going for, you know, whatever the politician's name is. It's like, come on, you know me. He's like, well, considering that this guy is looking to make me a lot of money in the near future, it's basically the same thing, isn't it? So I'm sorry to have to do this to you, but you leave me no choice. And she's like, but you don't understand. I really want to kill him. There's a long pause. Close up on the speaker. Well, I can't argue with that, can I? Give me a moment. And through the speaker you hear, wait, no, wait! And just slashing noises. You see the occasional, like, flash of gunfire down the tunnel. And then a pause. And there's, like, okay, it's one of those, like I said, renovated sewer tunnel. So there's a stream of water down the middle. And they've been walking on the concrete on the sides. And they just see a body float down past them. Watch it go. Look back up the tunnel. And the speaker, you just hear, go ahead. So cautiously, the 3 remaining suicide squatters walk down this tunnel. And when they get to a certain point, they just start seeing blood on the walls, bodies. It's clearly the bodyguards of this politician, but, woo boy. Joker made a mess. They don't see the Joker, just his mess. So they finally get to the entrance. There's another trap waiting for them, but these guys weren't ready. So they annihilate them. And Deadshot's fighting style is, like, very technical, like maybe Penchok Salat. Whereas Harley Quinn is more gymnastics meets lucha libre. But when it looks like she's in danger, she switches to more like Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Because that's basically her character. Very flashy personality, but at the heart of it, I mean, she's a trained psychologist.
Yeah.
And they all know jujitsu.
Yeah. Whereas Captain Boomerang is just a brawler. He's just roundhousing motherfuckers.
Street fighter.
Hell yeah.
Street smarts.
Yeah, so they go through like a few rooms full of bodyguards. And they're like, they know where the politicians hold up. They're like ready to go get him. And Deadshot's like, okay, we're going to split up. We're going to surround him. And he turns, and Captain Boomerang has the 2 of them with a fucking double-barrel shotgun pointed right at him. He says, hold that thought. Takes his phone, calls the politician, puts him on speakerphone, and says, hi, I'm one of your 3 problems right now, and I've got your other 2 problems in front of a double-barrel shotgun. Now, I just sent you an account number. And what I think you should do for your own benefit is start throwing numbers at it. And when it gets to a point where I'm happy, I'm going to get rid of all your problems. And the politician tries to bullshit him. He's like, hey, do you know what you're up against? I know what I was up against. Do you know how many of your men are left? How many do you see right now? That's how many are left. So, of course, the money starts coming in, and he's like, nice. No. I did like you guys, but boom. See, Deadshot had his hands up, but he had a hidden fucking shotgun in one arm, in the armor of one arm. So Captain Boomerang just catches around in the shoulder and the chest, and he is down. We're down to 2 members of the Suicide Squad now, against, like, 15 bodyguards. Easy pickings. So they go in.
Yeah.
And they start kicking ass and shooting people and such. The opening moment of this is Harley Quinn just takes her sledgehammer, slides it into the middle of the room, and then they go in shooting. So pretty fast, down the Dan Southworth character of the tough bodyguard pops up right in front of Deadshot, like right here, and we get a really good close quarters fight with gun fu, where they're just constantly barely missing each other. Just that's going on, and Harley Quinn is stuck fighting the rest of the guys.
Oh, jeez.
Runs out of bullets pretty fast, but happens to be over the sledgehammer, and we get a sledgehammer dance. Just keeping the momentum of it going and using that instead of our own muscles.
Cartwheel to hit someone.
Yes, exactly.
Sledgehammer floor routine, yes.
Yes. It's like the thing with the ribbons, and it's rhythmic gymnastics, but with a sledgehammer.
It's color guard, but a sledgehammer.
Yes.
That sounds amazing.
And the color is red. So finally,
and the guards are dead.
So finally, Deadshot's out of bullets, ends up breaking Dan Southworth's neck on the back of a chair. So it's just them and the politician, and he has a gun, but he gently lays it down and says, "Let's talk. I'm a very rich man. I just made your friend very rich." And they're like, that didn't help him. "I can make you even richer if you just let me live, and we can let bygones be bygones." And they're like, "What do you think?" And they look at each other, they exchange a look. Cut to outside of the mansion as the dude's body just goes out the 3rd floor window and just lands with what seems to be a sickening thud, but we're at a distance. So then we get our montage of them after they've moved along with their lives. We get Deadshot, at an airport, getting on an airplane and leaving the country. We get Harley Quinn and the Joker hand in hand, in love on the deck of a yacht, and then we move the camera over, and there's the owners of the yacht tied up with ball gags in their mouth. Well, 2 dudes in clown masks are pouring gasoline on them.
God,
Is this when we get the Swiss Alps?
No, that was earlier. That was a fantasy
earlier.
sequence.
Okay.
And then we go back to Deadshot. He's getting off a plane, going through customs in America. They ask him business or pleasure, and he just very serious says, "Business." Cut to credits. Mid-credits scene. We open up in a hospital room, and there is NTR as Captain Boomerang in a hospital bed, arm bandaged up and in a cast, and even in a cast, it is handcuffed to the bed. And he just sort of laughs, like, "Holy shit, I'm alive." And while he's laughing, he's like, crap. Reaches back with his free hand, checks the back of his neck. There's a bandage on it and a lump, and he just goes, "Damn." Roll credits.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, I think it would be. For a director, ideally, I'd like Boyapati Srinu. He did this movie called Sarinodu, which, trust me, it's awesome. I especially want him because he's really good at finding good production designers and cinematographers and just getting a really flashy, bright look to a movie. And he can shoot action. or at least knows how to hire a dude and say, shoot my action for me.
Yeah,
Either way, he does that
they're
right.
both good skills to have.
Yes.
Definitely. And he doesn't screw it up in the edit or anything. For fight coordinators, I'd like a team. Because you'll notice I was talking about a lot of different fight styles in my pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, team-wise, I want, like, this guy, Very Ulisman. I'm probably mispronouncing his name, but he was the coordinator on, well, a few things, including Beyond Skyline.
Okay.
And he also worked with, as part of the team for that on The Night Comes for Us.
Ooh.
And he was Baseball Batman in The Raid 2.
Oh.
Yeah, I love
That
him.
guy.
Okay.
I love him.
Holy fuck.
To give us our Penchak Salat and some of our good violence. I'd also like Tim Mann, who is the star fight coordinator of direct-to-video Western action films right now.
He's
He's the guy.
a legend.
And I also want this dude, Akihiro Noguchi, who is just classical Japanese-style martial arts stuff.
Cool.
Because I think that would be a fun element to it, too. Let's see. Anything I've missed on this part? No, we got the whole plot. Okay, now, another thing I want to do with this, though, whether it's successful or not, is open it up to a full Indian DC universe,
Yeah.
where each like part of India, each Indian film industry gets their own DC city. So, like I said, Hyderabad is Gotham. So you can get like a Ram Charan Batman movie, which could be good.
That would
Yeah.
be awesome.
And let's say Mumbai is Metropolis, biggest city in the country. So you have a Bollywood Superman. I was figuring on Ranveer Singh. He's you remember? God, were either of you there for the dance sequence where they're dancing with the spears?
Dancing with Spears.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It's a shame you weren't there because that's a really good song, really good dance number. But he's got a lot of charisma, but he still has like the look and the build to play Superman.
Cool.
Let's see. I'd like Amir Khan to be Lex Luthor because he's an actor's actor, but like he's got action hero elements to him. I think it'd be a nice mix.
Okay.
Okay, and I'd like Sonakshi Sinha as Wonder Woman, just because, you know, an actor and a good dancer. Okay, we'd like, let's see, Chennai is going to be Coast City, so that means the Green Lantern for Tamil cinema, Collywood Green Lantern. I think Vikram would be a good Green Lantern, you know, older dude, but still physical, and S. Shankar to direct for that one, because, you know, I mean, come on, the guy did 2.0, handling a superhero whose power is anything within his imagination.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
pretty fucking sweet.
That would be a hellish movie.
Yeah, seriously. So, let's see, what else? Bangalore would be Star City, so you'd have Green Arrow, with Puneet Rajkumar playing him.
Cool.
Maybe Opal City could be in Kerala someplace, you know, Starman, have maybe Mohanlal playing him, that'd be interesting. So, you know, this whole set of movies, and then, you know, once they've done sequel after sequel for each of these franchises they've been given, you bring them all together for like a pan-Indian, multi-language Justice League.
Cool.
Imagine the budget on that movie.
It would be big, but not as big as if they made it in America.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not as big, but still insane.
It's actually kind of like what I like a lot of things about this idea, obviously, but one of the things I like about it is kind of really, really practical. Like, DC and Warner wouldn't have to put that much money into this compared to their, like, mainstream DC projects, but they'd get really good production values and something that they could not only release in one of the biggest markets in the world, but also release direct-to-video over here as like an Elseworlds thing or whatever.
Oh god. Yes.
Yeah,